Howdy, my name is Henry, and today I'm going to demonstrate to you the if statement. So first off, I'm going to start off by defining two variables. We're going to have int number 1 equal, let's say, 5. The second number variable, number 2 equal 4. Okay, so to run an if statement, you have to write if, open parentheses, say I want to compare the two number. Say I want to see if number 1 is bigger than number 2. So I'm going to write number 1 if number 1 bigger than number 2 and squiggly line, curly line, and press enter. So in the area between the two brackets here, those are the code block for this statement for this if statement. So for the if statement, it checks the condition here, the area here between the two parentheses, that is the condition. So I want to know if number 1, which is 5, is bigger than number 2, which is 4. Actually, for confusion, I'm going to type 1 and 2. And just to get this statement to be, just to get the condition to be true, I'm going to do this. So I want to see if number 2, which is 2, is bigger than number 1. So, and if it is, if number 2 is bigger than number 1, which it is right now, then I'm going to print out number 2 plus is bigger than plus number 1. Okay, now I'm going to Control S, save it, JVac, video to if Java, video to if, and yes, 2 is bigger than 1. Now, what if, now if has branches, it can have an else if statement. So I'm going to demonstrate else if, parentheses and bracket. So the purpose of the else if is that if the first condition is false, then it will check for the second condition. So say I'm going to change the number. Say I'm going to put number 1 as 3. So I'm going to put bigger than number 2. So of course, obviously, number 2 bigger than number 1 because right now number 2 is no longer bigger than number 1, so the first condition is going to be false. Because if the first condition is false, it's going to move to the second condition. Now here, number 1, which is 3, is now bigger than number 2, which is 2. So it's going to execute a code block here. Number 1 is bigger than number 2. Okay. Go to Control S. I'm going to save, compile, recompile, JVac, Java, and yes, we can see that number 3 is bigger than number 2. Gotta fix the spacing. Yes. So yes. Now there is yet another branch which is called the else. So the else statement occurs when both of the statements, both of the condition here are false. So if this is false, it's not going to execute this first print line. It's going to move towards the second if statement. But however, because if that is false too, then it's going to execute the else statement. So I'm going to change number 1 into a number which will cause the first two condition here to be false, which is going to be 2. because 2 is not bigger than 2, and 2 is also, again, not bigger than 2, obviously. So, going to say, because neither number are bigger than or smaller than each other, it's going to say the only other outcome is going to be equal to each other. So, I'm going to say 2 plus is equal to number 2. Just 2 is equal to 2. And that's it for the if statement. Thank you for watching.